Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I'm going to cover some one-handed pistol stances. I'm going to cover actually two different stances, and basically I'm going to call it the World War II blade stance because I really don't know what the real name of the stance is, and then I'm going to go over a more modern one-handed pistol stance. Now let me show you the World War II blade stance first, and the reason I call this the World War II blade stance is because essentially you're standing straight up like a blade. You literally look like a blade of grass. Let me get my 1911 out here. As you can see, it's actually not ready to fire, but we're going to clear it anyway. It is clear. Okay, so for the World War II blade stance, this was actually part of the World War II pistol training, and for anyone who wants to see it, the archive video actually is on YouTube, and this is the most common stance I use. But I'm actually going to be switching it up a little bit and going to a more modern one-handed pistol stance. But let's start here with showing you the stance. Now, normally with like the Weaver stance or the modified isosceles, you're putting your weak foot forward and your dominant foot back. For this one, you're actually putting your dominant foot forward and your weak foot back. Now my weak foot is pointed off in that direction. The toe is pointed off at my target, okay? Hand is actually back here along the side. It's just kind of hanging here in the breeze. Now, you need to get yourself a good tight grip on your handgun, and you're literally pointing straight out. Now, the main focus of this type of stance, if you will, is actually more about how you hold your pistol than anything else. And essentially, you want to be able to point out with your gun, with your handgun. You want to be able to point straight out. Okay, so nice firm grip. Handgun's got to be straight out. If you have a little bit of tilt in your hand, your accuracy is going to be off. And that's really it for that stance. It's my feelings about the stance now, like looking at it, it's not a really good stance. It's okay for standing still, like if I want to do a pistol qualification or if I was just doing some target shooting, this would be a fine stance. I don't plan on moving anywhere. I'm in no threat, you know, and my big thing is my hand is out here like this. Okay, now for a more modern one-handed pistol stance. Once again, keeping my dominant leg forward with my foot pointed towards the target. This foot back here is off to the side. It's almost a 30-degree angle. Almost like a Weaver stance, but backwards with your feet. Now, once again, hand comes straight out. Good firm grip on your pistol. You want to get in there nice and tight on the grip. Right here. That's what you do with your left hand. Now you see my shoulders aren't straight, but they're mostly straight. I kind of have a 30-degree angle. Actually, kind of have the same angle with my shoulders as I do with my feet. And then, like I said, left hand. You put your left hand here, you put your left hand here, you put your left hand in your pocket. You can do a lot of things with your left hand. And that's actually why I'm switching to this stance, because, or at least when I'm doing one-handed pistol training, because the idea is if I need to protect someone, say I want to keep someone behind me, as you can see, I can keep them behind me. Say I have to fight off an attacker, I can keep my hand out there like that. If I want to react to someone coming in at me, I have to turn a lot more, and as you can see, I'm turning at my knees to help make that turn with the traditional World War II blade stance. But with the more modern pistol stance, I'm already in a position where I can protect myself with my left hand if need be. Anyway, that's really it, folks. That's my opinion about it. Now, when it comes to one-handed pistol shooting, it's definitely nowhere near as accurate as two-handed shooting. I don't find it to be as fast because it takes a little bit longer to reacquire your target, mostly because you have a bit more recoil that you have to deal with when doing one-handed pistol shooting. But I do recommend that you train with it, because there could be that situation, maybe you're defending a loved one and you need to keep them behind you while you're trying to fend off an attacker, or you just need to fend off an attacker while you're trying to get your pistol out. That being said though, if I'm fending off an attacker, as soon as this pistol gets out and I get that safety off, I want to get my hand back, because I don't want to make the mistake of that. Okay? Anyway, folks, I'm going to wrap this video up at that. Hopefully you learned something. Thank you very much for tuning in. That's pretty much going to cover pistol stances, but I'm also going to cover some drills and things of that nature. So hopefully you all subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in, and have yourself a wonderful day.